Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today, I want to talk about the Icebreaker, the new weapon that you can get off the scoreboard. Definitely a lot to talk about with this weapon. There's kind of a hidden effect, which I'm going to get into, that's hilarious. Yeah, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so if you're unaware, there is a new weapon, basically, kind of like the circuit breaker. We know the circuit breaker is a 10mm. Well, the Icebreaker is basically a harpoon gun, but it does have some specialty effects, and it is pretty cool, which I'm going to showcase everything in this video and a build that you will need if you want to use this. Even some other recommendations, but just to show you can craft this weapon at the weapons workbench once you've unlocked it on the scoreboard. It is level 30, 40, and 50. I just want to say thank you so much for not having to put on perk cards to craft this stuff now. It is awesome. I do recommend the Fletchits mod if you can put it on, if you do have it available to you. I just found it was one of the better ones that worked for me. It's more or less turns it into a shotgun, and I just want to note that it is not affected by the shotgun perks. It is in fact affected by the heavy gun perks, which I'm going to get into in a sec. But let's talk about the hidden effects, or not even hidden effects, it tells you right here, but the extra effects, I guess we would say. Enemies killed with Icebreaker leave behind a Cryohazard. Cryohazards slow enemies by 60%, and if you decide to bash the enemies with this weapon, you can slow them by 60% for 12 seconds. Now, not amazing effects, but I thought we would try them out. So, again, before we do that, just want to say, this is the build that I was using for this video, so if you do want similar results, this is exactly what I was using. It is affected by the heavy gunner perk cards. I do recommend you put on Gunslinger Master, basically making it reverse onslaught. If you need help with understanding the onslaught, or you just want to watch a video on it, I will link that in the description if you don't understand it. And yeah, this is the build that I was using, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you want to get similar results. Probably could still make a better build than this. I just kind of put this together quick, and I wanted to throw it in the video, just in case you guys wanted a build for it. Because a lot of the times, or almost every time, I don't put a build in the video for a gun or whatever I'm using. You guys are always asking me, so wanted to make sure you guys had that in the video. And of course, all the mutations and all the buffs that I was using as well. Thought I would throw that in here. I know it's a lot of work, but yeah. Definitely going to need most of this to make this a decent weapon. It's not a bad weapon. I really did have a lot of fun with this morning. You can pretty much easily one-shot regular mobs, right up to level 100 super mutants. Once you get to the level 100 super mutants, you know, you may need to critical it or have a bunch of buffs on, but just regular mobs like Scorched, you will easily hop around and one-shot them. It's extremely satisfying, especially the sound of the weapon. I was getting a lot of comments about that on the stream yesterday. The sound is extremely satisfying. And you can see, even with super mutants, I know these aren't all level 100s, but you can see I'm easily just one-shotting them. And this honestly isn't too much to do with the effects of the weapon, which I'm going to get into in a sec here, which I don't think are anything too special if I'm being honest. Yeah, it does slow enemies. I can see people maybe bashing the queen or other enemies to slow them down, just so, you know, we can hit them in the weak points a little bit more conveniently. But other than that, I don't really see these extra effects, you know, doing too much extra damage or being, you know, that amazing. Even shooting some ghouls here, you can see the Cryohazard or whatever it's called is going off. It's not like extremely effective or anything like that. It's not like game changing. So just wanted to throw that out there. Maybe there's another use for it that I'm missing. I did only probably use this weapon for about 4 or 5 hours this morning, but again, you know, had lots of fun with it. I just feel like these extra effects on the weapon are just a little underpowered and more, you know, of a visual thing than anything. But yeah. Still a decent weapon, just, yeah, probably not the best weapon in the game, if that makes sense. You can definitely have fun with it, though, guys. And that hidden effect I was talking about earlier, this is going to make you guys laugh. So, if you shoot bigger type enemies like Behemoths, Mirelurk Queens, and Scorch Beasts, I'm going to show you them all here. For some reason, they freak out and they don't slow down, guys. They go turbo mode. So, I didn't see that effect in the description. I think they're supposed to slow down. But we are getting an opposite effect, ladies and gentlemen. The enemies are going crazy. I just thought this was absolutely hilarious. Me and Finders Keepers were sitting here this morning and, oh man, even she was just like, okay, what's going on here? And yeah, I just want to say, not a bad weapon. But again, if you're going to go attack bigger enemies with this, it's going to take you a bit to take them out. By no means is this, you know, the meta for DPS or anything like that. But just going around, you know, having some fun, it's definitely worth trying, guys. Really, it is. And I would recommend even trying a regular harpoon gun if you haven't. Now, the only reason I recommend trying a regular one is because you can put legendary effects on it. And I feel like the legendary effects on a regular harpoon gun are going to be better than the Icebreaker's extra effects. You know what I mean? You can have one or the other, basically. And I do recommend you put a quad on there. And that will allow you to have a lot of extra shots. So not only will you be destroying the mobs like I am here, you will have some extra shots to finish off those bigger enemies. And not to mention, they won't turn into the Flash when you start shooting them. Like, I just found that hilarious this morning. I'm sure you guys are going to get a kick out of that. But yeah, just a regular harpoon, guys, like, with the build I showed, this is what I'm doing with it. If you put the effort into like a sneaky VATS type build, you're going to be one-shotting a lot of stuff. It's a pretty overpowered weapon. By no means is it a DPS king of the game, but it's definitely worth trying with that quad effect, guys. Definitely give it a go. Now, if you want the plan for the harpoon gun, you can just come over to the White Springs Mall here. You can get it from the Free States vendor I'm going to show. You can get it from the shopping mall vendor, which I'm going to show here as well. They're pretty much right beside each other. And yeah, I do recommend getting the plan for it and crafting it and trying this over the Icebreaker. So if you aren't in a hurry to get to the, the page in order to unlock the Icebreaker, I think it's 6 if I'm not mistaken, you're probably better off just using a regular harpoon gun anyway. Don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but I truly feel like the regular harpoon gun is just better, especially with that quad effect. But please go out there and try it. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. It's only been out for a day. Like I said, I tried it for 4 or 5 hours. I definitely could be missing something, but I thought I would share my findings with you guys, especially the fact with the turbocharged enemies. I thought was hilarious. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, guys. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a pleasant evening.